everybody, this is Surfport, and today we are doing another observer-only game, but first, I'd like to show you something. It's what I've been working on for the past little while now. So I've been doing this all sort of by hand here, and it hasn't been without any trouble, because some things like the Holy Roman Empire just can't be disbanded for some reason. But I've endeavored to make recreate the Hoi 4 map in Crusader Kings 3, and I've got basically Europe figured out. And this is the 1938, so just so I can make sense of Austria and Czechia being annexed here, because even with cheats going and everything, I cannot just give them their independence. If anyone sees this and knows how, that'd be great. But this is what I've got so far. I've basically got Europe done, the entirety of Europe, and now I'm working on the Middle East. And since there isn't a ton of factions right here, I've decided to move the Fatimids, to be Iraq, and the Seljuks will be Iran, and then these guys here, the Gonzavids, will be Iran. And we'll see how it goes. I think Africa is going to be time consuming but easy, just because there are a ton of very small nations here, and they're only divided between like Spain, the UK, France, and that's about it. Yeah. But now that that's out of the way, we're gonna be playing in the 1066 start date, because we did the first two in 1066, then we did the last two in 867, and now we're just going to switch back and forth one after the other. So next video will be in the 867 start date. However, here we are in 1066, and without further ado, let's get started. 1079, first little development here. The Holy Roman Empire has absorbed Hungary, well, a little bit. They've decided to join the Holy Roman Empire, it seems, but we'll see if that lasts. We'll see how long they can keep them. And as I say that, the Danelaw, the Kingdom of the Danelaw, has, under King Magnus, has taken the entirety of England here, and they're not at war with anyone. So William the Conqueror, he still gets the bastard. Look at him, what a poor guy. Fails. Or he doesn't fail, but he just doesn't have that opportunity anymore. Poor him. 1090, on the upside for William the Bastard, though, he has his independence from France. Look at him, he pays no liege to this boy right here. 1108, the Duchy of Normandy now making landfall on the British Isles. We'll see if they can expand and lay claim to William the Bastard's birthright, even though he won't be alive to see it. He is dead. Succeeded by not even his son. Where is he? Well, the kid died. Now it's Duchess Maud. 1123, Castile takes Brittany, and Scotland takes this eastern coast of the Danelaw here. Meath looks like it's come out ahead as the earliest hegemon, but Munster takes these two places right here, but they're divided, so we'll have to see. We'll have to see if they ever come to blows right here. The Byzantines in North Africa, they've taken Sicily and they're running to Apulia right now. They've also engaged with Alania right here, and some Kingdom of Jerusalem. The Crusades have happened, and now the Byzantines have bases all the way on the eastern side of the Mediterranean. 1125, in terms of Russian consolidation, it's like Novgorod has the top in the north. Well, Poland actually has a little bit more. We'll see if Poland knows what to do with itself right here. But Cumania taking the lion's share of the Eastern Europe. I can't tell where the Urals are. There's no mountains. Oh, okay, I guess it's right here. Okay, I see it. I see it now. So, in Eurasia, the Cumania takes the lion's share of the northern bit. 1130, Rome is taken by the Riyadid Sultanate. We'll see if the Holy Roman Empire or the papacy can take it back. 1147. Shout out to Scotland because they're Greeks. The Scottish nobility are Greeks. Also in 1149 in the religion department, something else that I have not seen before, Polycanianism. Odd. I have not seen this one before. 1152, they must have had some sort of religion update, because Massalianism, unless these are just really rare, like Polycanism and Massalianism are just really rare, because those don't usually pop up. I have not seen those. This is the first game where I've seen those. So I don't know if it's I've just been missing these. They're a rare event or what. But it's cool to finally see them and know that they exist. 1160, Cumania has disintegrated into a bunch of lesser kingdoms and khanates. In 1161, the Seljuks hold Rome now instead of these guys, Hassan, which wasn't what used to be there, but is what is there now. Now Hassan has these two bases, and the Seljuks go as far as Pisa. We'll see if they hold that. It's not likely, considering that the only access to the sea the Seljuks have is this little port of the Black Sea right here that doesn't appear to have much on it. 1202. Hispania is looks to be like a crisp half and half. Maybe the Islamic forces on the upper hand just a little bit. Danelaw continued to expand, taking territory in Scotland, and Wales taking much of Ireland. Over in the eastern part of Europe, the Byzantines taking bases all the way from the Red Sea, this strait right here, all the way to the tip of Sicily. 1206, the Seljuks are cut off from the Mediterranean. The only sea base they have that's the closest is the Black Sea on this exclave right here that's only accessible by ship. 1221, this is controversial. The Christian Duchy of Medina. What a world we're living in. 1233, the Coptics are doing really good this game. Look at them go. The Middle East still remains under Christian rule as well. Pretty cool on the, as far as crusades go, these appear to be a success, at least so far in 1235. We'll see if Abyssinia continues to expand. 1243, interesting war here. The Danelaw is getting double teamed by Wales and Scotland, losing by 23% and rising. We'll see what a world looks like, or a British Isles looks like, split between Wales and Scotland, perhaps. Or maybe the Danelaw will finish the job and form Britannia. I'm interested to see what, because usually I'm interested to see what, if another faction is able to form an empire here, how it, if it will change the color. Because if we see here in the empires, it's red, and I've only seen Britannia formed by England. However, if Danelaw forms Britannia, I would like to know if it'll stay red, or if it'll become red, or if it'll keep the Danelaw color. 1252, developments on the British Isles. Wales has won its war against the Danelaw, while Scotland has lost theirs. It seems that they were not, it's evident that they weren't allied. These were two completely separate wars that they decided to do it at the same time. So Wales makes gains while Scotland does not. 1258, Wales could not keep its hold on Ireland, it seems, as well as this little piece here being with Meath taking its independence. That's about a crisp half of Welsh holdings on Ireland. 1298, Francia is breaking apart. The Danelaw might break apart, but the Byzantines have taken like 99% of the eastern Mediterranean, all except for this one province of Jaffa, right here. 1301, Abyssinia has disintegrated. They used to go all the way up here, and then all the way through about right here where Nubia is, this part where my mouse is, and then down here. They have not been able to hold that territory, and the Byzantines now looking in like they're in some trouble. Hopefully they'll be able to stay together, but we will have to see. Also, the Danelaws in 1303 have taken most all of Britannia here, with the exception of these little bits of Wales, Meath, and like these two counties. Or, okay, so there's more, there's really small counties. These two little bits of Scotland here. 1331, the Byzantines taking a controlling portion of Hispania here. Maybe a little less of a controlling portion, more of an influential, a threatening stance to Cordoba here. Meanwhile, the Danelaw expands into the continent and into Scandinavia as well. 1344, on the religions front, the Orthodox Church has taken the entirety of the British Isles except for some small pockets. Waldensian still exists around here. Nestorian here, the small sect that starts over here, at least in the 867 start date. Some of them are now over here. The Priscillians are here. They are dualist. I can't tell. Sometimes they're just um a very different heresy, but still like venerate Jesus Christ. The Lollards over here, it doesn't really specify sometimes. In Brittany, we have some Cathars and some Lollards down here. A lot of Lollards in Barcelona. 1364, Scotland is gone, and the Danelaw continues to expand, and Meath continues to shrink. They're also Danelaw's gerrymandering down through France here, and the Byzantines have won a major war against Cordoba, taking like this land. I'm circling right here, this whole central bit. I think Cordoba's days might be numbered. They could probably snake up here if they wanted to, but the Byzantines look like they got them covered. Are they at war? No, not at the moment. What about, oh, they formed Britannia. So that answers that question. The Danelaw takes on the same color as it is in the Empire's titles menu. Another cool, like, miscellaneous faction we got here that's actively being conquered is Crusader Basharid. I mean, I'll maybe see these like once a game, where they have some title that's not like a regular nation here. It's got some special designation. Like I've seen one over here in Wallachia, and I've seen another over here in up in Scandinavia. They look like, well, they're this now, but they sort of get the name of almost like a company-ish is the only way that I can describe it. They've got that little prefix, like Crusader or whatever. 1391, the Seljuks seem to be the hegemon of the East. The Bengal Empire is formed. Look at them. Meanwhile, the Byzantine Empire continue to make gains basically everywhere, all the way up here into Russia. Coming around to the end here in 1398, and the Holy Roman Empire has taken Finland, Karelia-ish, the Russian Karelia, and this other bit of Russia here. I just like what the Byzantines have done over here. The reverse Reconquista, the Roman Reconquista. Not the greatest game for the Islamic factions like the other games before. I think this is the first observer-only game that I've done where the Islamic powers are almost completely taken out of Europe. Cordoba is really the last major player here in Europe. The the Fessids here have this one province in North Africa here, but if it wasn't for that, Cordoba would be the only Islamic power with a sea border in the entirety of Europe. 1404 just saw this, the Seljuks, 13,000 in debt. What a crew. The Byzantines with 9,000. Who else? Anybody else? Alright, the HRE with negative 500. Ooh, Britannia taking the majority of Scandinavia, leaving only a fractured, a border gore, Norway and Denmark. All the little piece of Denmark all the way over here. Alright, 1407, Poland gets a little piece of France, and France just continues to implode. 1413, there's a little bit of a crusade on for Mesopotamia. Currently, the Seljuks are winning quite handily, so we'll see if they keep that. It looks like they will, but if there's a mass implosion, I'll cut to it. This guy here looks pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty cool. Would you look at this? 1418, the Empire of Italia, the Empire rank realm. Just one little county. It's not even Rome. So sad, very sad. 1420, only about another less than 40 years before I end the game here. And let's see if we can get another war between the Byzantines, or between the Byzantines and the Qdobids or the Seljuks. I'm watching this, that they're getting more and more borders where they're touching, and other people, like, there's a lot of rebellions, it seems, going on in Seljuk territory. Who are they fighting? It's another crusade for Mesopotamia. Seems to be going a little bit in favor of the Pope, but that might not stay. They are negative in the numbers though, so we'll see if they can get their see if they can take care of themselves through this. But it looks like they're doing pretty well now. 1452, just 1 year before the end of the game, and they're the Bogomilism. I have not seen that before. Another one. This is a third one that I have not seen before. The other two looks like they have died off, except there's the Adamites. The Adamites are right there. Yikes, don't look at them. You'll go blind. But yes, that is it. That is the end of the game. Right here, this is what the world looks like. At the time I'm stopping it, the Byzantines sort of disintegrated just a little bit, letting go of the province, and letting go of the nobles of Syria and Bukrelion, but it looks like they're coming back with a vengeance. So if you like this video, don't forget to like, share, favorite, subscribe, and I will be back again real soon with another Observer Only Crusader Kings 3